Imagine dropping 2 grand on a 10-inch screen. And imagine that screen weighs 22 pounds, and you can't even plug it into a normal wall outlet. Welcome to today's deep dive, where we are looking at a piece of tech that just completely breaks all the rules.
Yeah, it really does. We actually found this device buried inside the catalog for HDTVSupply, which is this 25-year-old audio-visual retailer.
Right.
And honestly, sifting through their inventory is, well, it's like wandering through this dense technological maze.
Right.
Just thousands of Wolfpack matrix switchers and these massive sports bar distribution systems.
Yeah, it's a lot. But today, we are cutting through that maze to save you the headache. We're zeroing in on one incredibly specific, heavily engineered black box. It's called the Advanced Network Devices Double-Sided HD IP Display.
That is a mouthful.
It is. But our mission is to decode these specs and figure out what actually justifies that massive weight and that steep price tag.
Well, to understand that $2,000 cost, you really have to look past the word display. I mean, the hardware density here is just staggering. It features two 1920 by 720 HD LCD screens.
Which makes perfect sense. Once you realize why it has two, it mounts perpendicularly off the wall in a busy corridor.
Exactly.
So students or employees walking in either direction can read the broadcast instantly. It's almost like taking a high-end smartphone, stripping out the battery, and beefing it up into this industrial-strength school hallway clock.
That's a great analogy. And it also houses a hands-free two-way intercom system. Plus, dual 4-inch speakers that can push sound out to cover a 600-square-foot area.
Oh, wow. So it's actively broadcasting audio and video across a massive space.
Right.
But wait, here is what trips me up. You mentioned earlier it doesn't plug into a standard AC outlet. It relies entirely on power over Ethernet or PoE+.
Yeah, that's right.
But isn't 30 watts incredibly low to run dual HD screens and dual speakers? I mean, how is it managing that without just dimming out?
I know, it sounds crazy, but it relies on highly efficient power management. It draws just enough power and its high-speed data connection through a single network cable.
That's wild.
Yeah, and that completely eliminates the need for a facility to hire an electrician to wire new AC outlets every single time they want to put one of these in a hallway.
Okay, so since it draws everything through that Ethernet cable, it's essentially hardwired straight into the building's network. So what is it actually doing with that data connection?
It basically functions as a localized broadcasting hub. The specs list it as InformaCast-Enabled with VoIP and SIP integration.
Which means what, for those of us not speaking in acronyms?
Well, to translate that, it essentially turns this screen into a highly advanced two-way telephone connected directly to a building's emergency network.
Okay, so it's less like a TV screen and more like a physical node in a building's central nervous system. It doesn't just display images, it listens, it speaks, and it triggers reflexes. I mean, the specs even highlight individual red, green, and blue LED flashes designed specifically to signal emergency conditions.
Yeah, and it runs on software literally called Clockwise Campus.
Oh, campus, okay.
Right, which points directly to its use in schools, hospitals, or, large corporate facilities.
Which raises a really critical question for me. In an era where every single student or employee has a smartphone buzzing in their pocket, why invest so much money in heavy, hardwired communication infrastructure?
It's a fair question.
It almost feels retro, to bolt a 22-pound box to a wall.
Well, it really comes down to the reliability of a centralized multicast system. Because, look, during a genuine emergency, cellular networks often get completely jammed.
Oh, right.
Yeah, or individual phones die, or they get left in lockers, or they're just put on silent. But multicast means sending a single critical message simultaneously to specific targeted devices, like these hallway screens.
Instead of blindly broadcasting to everyone everywhere.
Precisely. This guarantees that a verified message reaches a specific area instantly, entirely bypassing cellular towers and Wi-Fi.
So the big aha moment here is that this isn't just an expensive monitor. It is a vital, self-contained piece of life safety infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly. And, that no-nonsense, fail-safe engineering mentality seems to bleed into how HDTVSupply handles their business, too.
How so?
Well, while I was digging through the product reviews, there was this surprisingly candid detail. A customer left a review noting the staff was, quote, less than friendly.
Yikes. I mean, most companies would just hit delete on that one.
Right, but they published it right there for everyone to see.
Yeah.
And they responded with complete professionalism. just apologizing and promising to use the feedback to improve.
That is refreshing. They are engineering for reality, both in customer service and in hardware. Which brings us back to that heavy black box in the hallway. It really leaves you with something to ponder. As our world becomes increasingly obsessed with wireless, cloud-based, invisible technology will robust, hardwired emergency systems like this PoE-powered display remain the ultimate fail-safe that we can never truly replace.